Hello everyone. In this video, I am going to discuss one problem on conduction as a tutorial one. This problem say that we have a one block of thickness 1 meter and the temperature distribution inside this block is given as a function of x as a plus bx plus c x square, where T is the temperature, A, B, C are some constant parameters, and they are given as A equal to 900 degrees Celsius, B as minus 300 degrees Celsius per meter, and C as minus 50 degrees Celsius per meter square. In the question, they have also mentioned a heat generation, that is Q dot, inside the block as 1000 watts per meter cube, and the area of cross section in this case is 10 meter square, and there is a heat that is flowing, that is a heat flux going through the surface. If we suppose this is our direction of coordinate, other properties related to block is given as rho, that is the density, equal to 1600 kg per meter cube, K, that is the thermal conductivity, equal to 40 watts per meter per Kelvin, specific heat as 4 kilojoule per kg per Kelvin. So in first part we have to find or determine the rate of heat transfer at both the phases, that is x equal to 0 and x equal to 1. So let's start with our solution for part 1. So from our Fourier law of heat conduction, we know heat flux at any phase can be written as minus k temperature gradient. And in this question, we have given a temperature as a function of x as a plus bx plus c x square. Now, we can write our heat flux as minus k del y del x equal to a plus bx plus cx square, that is equal to minus k b plus 2cx at the rate x equal to 0. Our q dot heat flux will be minus k b because our x in this case is equal to 0, and in our question we have the value of k as 40 watts meter per Kelvin, and for b we have a value of minus 300 degrees Celsius per meter. So it will reduce to 12,000 watt per meter square. Now some of you may observe that here we have a Kelvin and here we have a degree Celsius. So how we can write or we can cancel Kelvin and degree Celsius? This is because here in K, it does not matter whether you write here a K or degree Celsius, because from the definition of thermal conductivity we have heat flux and temperature gradient, which means its unit will be watt meter square temperature difference into meter, meter cancel, we have watt meter delta T, and this delta T is the difference in temperature, that is T2 minus T1. So suppose you have a T1 and T2 initially in degree Celsius, then we can write T2 plus 273 as in the form of Kelvin minus T1 plus 273 and in a Kelvin. So it will reduce to T2 minus T1 only. So that's mean it does not matter whether you write degree Celsius or Kelvin. So that's why these two cancelled. If you have any question regarding this, please write me in the comments. So from here, at phase x equal to 0, we have a heat flux of 12,000 watt per meter square. So total heat flux at the rate x equal to 0 is given by heat flux into area. So this is equal to 1200 watt per meter square into 10 meter square. So meter square cancel. So we are left with 12 or 120 kilowatt of energy. That's mean 120 kilowatt of energy is entering the block at x equal to 0. Now let's talk about at the rate x equal to L, that is 1 meter. We have given heat flux as minus K V plus 2Cx. So we can write our heat flux as minus K, that is 40 watts per meter per Kelvin, B, that is equal to minus 300 degrees Celsius per meter, plus 2C, that is minus 50 degrees Celsius per meter square, and X, that is equal to 1 meter. So we have 40 watts meter per Kelvin minus 300 degrees Celsius per meter minus 100 degrees Celsius per meter. So on further simplification, we can write 40 meter per Kelvin and this as 400 degrees Celsius per meter. And from the same comment, as I have mentioned before, this Kelvin and this degree Celsius will cancel and we have 16,000 watt per meter square as a heat flux. So total heat flux on phase x equal to 1 meter equal to q dot heat flux into area, that is equal to 16,000 watts per meter square into 10 meter square. This is equal to 160 kilowatt per meter square. So we can say in our block of 1 meter thickness, we have a initial heat of 120 kilowatt and at the outlet we have a heat of 160 kilowatt. Now in the second part, we have to find the rate of change of energy stored in the control volume. So in order to find the second part, we have to apply the energy conservation, that is energy in minus energy out plus energy generation equal to change in energy of the system. And in this case, our system is our wall. Now, as you can see in this figure, we have a energy in as a 120 kilowatt and energy out as a 160 kilowatt. So we can write our energy in as a 120 kilowatt minus energy out as a 160 kilowatt and energy generation, that will be equal to 1000 watt per meter cube into volume of the wall, that is equal to 10 meter square, that is the area of the block, and 1 meter, that is the thickness of the block, that is equal to the change in energy of our system. So from here we have 120 kilowatt minus 160 kilowatt plus, and this will reduce to this meter cube will cancel and we will have 10 kilowatt of energy, and this is equal to the change in energy of the system, that is our wall. So when you will solve it, it will come to minus 30 kilowatt del by del T of system. In part 3, we have to find the time rate of change of temperature at some location, that is x equal to 0, x equal to 0.25 and x equal to 0.5. So from our heat diffusion equation, we have derived the equation for the isotropic material as del square T by del x square plus del square T by del y square equal to 1 by alpha del T by del tau. So now we have to simplify this equation for our case. Since we have a problem with one dimensional, so this equation will reduce to, here del square T by del y square component will go to 0, del square T del z square component will go to 0, then we are left with del square T by del x square plus q dot by k equal to 1 by alpha del T by del time. Here del T by del x square can be written as del by del x del T by del x, and this is given as del by del x equal to del by del x a plus bx plus cx square, and this is equal to del by del x b plus 2cx, and is further reduces to 2c, and we have to c value as minus 50 degrees Celsius per meter square, or we can write minus 100 degrees Celsius per meter square. So our del square T by del x square is minus 100 degrees Celsius per meter square. Now the second term, that is q dot by k, it is equal to 1000 watt per meter cube divided by thermal conductivity, which is 40 watt per meter per Kelvin, equal to 25 watt per meter cube multiply meter per Kelvin watt. This will cancel and it will be square, watt cancel, so this is equal to 25 Kelvin meter square. Now the another term, that is alpha, known as thermal diffusivity, is known as K by rho Cp, and here our K is 40 watts per meter per Kelvin, rho is 1600 kg per meter cube, and our Cp is 44,000 joule per kg per Kelvin. And if we will solve this equation or calculate this one, it will reduce to 6.25 into 10 raised to power minus 6 meter square per second. Now substitute your value alpha, this, and del square T by del x square in your equation. So it will reduce to minus 100 degrees Celsius per meter square plus 25 Kelvin per meter square equal to 1 by alpha del T by del time, or we can say minus 100 plus 25 into alpha, that is 6.25 into 10 raised to power minus 6 equal to del T by del tau time. This is equal to minus 75 into 6.25 into 10 raised to power minus 6 equal to del T by del tau, or we can write as minus 468.75 into 10 raised to power minus 6 equal to del T by del time, or again if we wanted to further simplify it, 4.6875 into 10 raised to power minus 4 degrees Celsius per second del T by del time. So this is the final solution of our third part. So this result show that our time rate of change of temperature in any location does not depend upon the x value. It is independent of the location. So it will be same in all the value, that is x equal to 0, x equal to 0.25 or 0.5 meter. Thank you.